What's up, guys? Today we're going to be making giant catnip goldfish. The things you'll need to make these giant catnip goldfish are one sheet of felt, and you can choose any color you want, and this happens to be 12 by 9 inches. You're going to need some kind of goldfish template. Now, I don't know how to attach PDFs to videos, so I'm going to take a picture of this. You could just trace it off your computer screen. You're also going to need some kind of stuffing. I have some scrap batting here that happens to be cotton that I'm going to use, but you could just use pillow batting or even scrap pieces of fabric. You'll need a piece of chalk or something to trace out your pattern with. You're going to need some sort of funnel. I just made this one out of paper. Now, these aren't necessary in making this project, but it does make it easier to get the catnip in. You will need a Sharpie or some kind of marker to draw on the face. And finally, you're going to need some catnip. Now, you can buy catnip at the store, but it's kind of expensive. I'm lucky enough to have a huge patch of catnip, but if you don't have it in your yard, go around and ask your neighbors. I'm sure somebody has some catnip in their yard, and they won't mind you taking it. To dry this catnip, all I did was take off the leaves and the flowers. I put them on a metal cookie sheet and set it out in the sun on a hot day until it's nice and crispy. One other thing that you might find useful in making these giant catnip goldfish is some kind of a stick to help you get the stuffing and catnip into the toy. Let's get started! The first thing I'm going to do is cut out my fish template. Like that. Next, you want to take your sheet of felt and we're going to fold it in half the long way. Then I like to put pins in the corners just to hold the fabric together. Next, you're going to lay your template on top, and using some chalk, just trace around the fish. Now, this doesn't have to be pretty, because what I'm going to do is sew on the inside of the chalk line. So you can just kind of scribble along the outside. Just like that. Now we're going to take this over to our sewing machine, and like I said, I'm going to sew right on the inside line here, leaving about a 3-inch opening here at the top. Like I said, I am going to leave about a 3-inch opening at the top, so don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. Now, this does have a lot of curves in it, but it's not too difficult if you just take it slow. And if your fish turns out kind of wonky, I'm sure your kitty won't mind. If it does, I'd take it back to the pound. Now, when you get to the tip of the nose, you might have to stop and turn your fish a little bit. Now it's safe to take out these pins because nothing's going to shift on you. Now we're going to put the face onto our Catnip Goldfish. And what I did was I paper punched out the eye, and very carefully with my scissors I cut out the mouth. You want to lay that on top of your goldfish, and with your piece of chalk mark the eye and the mouth. And you want to do that on both sides. Now using your Sharpie, just go across the chalk lines. Now we're going to take our stuffing, and I like to fill up half of this fish with stuffing before I put the catnip in. You really want to make sure that there's enough stuffing in the tail and down here around the mouth and bottom of your goldfish. So I just break off little pieces from my batting and stuff it into the tail part. How firm you want your goldfish is totally up to you and your cat. Now I stuffed this one and I left a pocket right here without any stuffing, and that's where we're going to stuff the catnip. This is where your funnel will come in handy. And I like to put about a 1/4 cup of catnip in here, but if you would like, you could fill the entire goldfish full of catnip. Also, this is where you might need some kind of a poking stick. And now I just like to stuff some batting into that hole just to seal in the catnip. Now you just kind of want to flatten out everything. And you want to take this back to your sewing machine, and we're going to sew it closed. Now you want to be sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end of your opening, and just trim your threads. Now just trim around your goldfish. The great thing about using felt is that it does not fray, so you could just take your regular scissors and cut around this goldfish, just making sure you don't hit your stitch line. But since I have these pinking shears here, I'm going to use the pinking shears. And there you have it, a giant catnip goldfish that any cat would love. Because these giant catnip goldfish sew together so quickly, you could have a school of fish in no time. I hope you give this project a try. And if you like this video and want to see more of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video and learned something, share it across your social medias. If you have any questions about this video or any other of my videos, don't forget to leave me a comment. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Now let's see if she likes it.